November 1940. High above northern Greece, Italian bombers close in on Thessaloniki. A Greek fighter tries to open fire. The guns are empty. No ammunition, no way out. Only one option remains. Marinos Mitralexis graduated from the Hellenic Air Force Academy in 1938. By 1940, he was assigned to the 22nd Pursuit Squadron near Thessaloniki, flying the P-24 fighter, a Polish-built aircraft recently purchased by the Greek Air Force. On November 2nd, 15 Italian bombers approached Thessaloniki in formation, escorted by Italian fighters. Mitralexis scrambled in his P-24, climbing to intercept the bombers before they could reach the city. He spotted a formation of bombers ahead. The Italian fighters broke off to clash with the Greek ones, but Mitralexis and several of his comrades managed to punch through the Italian escort and engage the bombers. As the Greek pilot closed in on the Italian bombers, their machine gunners opened fire. Marinos maneuvered his aircraft to avoid the incoming bullets. He fired his machine guns, striking one bomber. Flames erupted along its fuselage. It was his first kill of the day. Italian fighters rushed to shoot him down, hitting his right wing. A dogfight followed, during which Mitralexis tried to evade Italian bullets while attempting to shoot his enemies down. Although he did not shoot down any of his chasers, he had spent much of his ammunition. As he was exiting the dogfight, he saw another bomber passing over him. He checked his ammo again and made the decision to attack. He knew he was low on ammo, but he pressed on. He gained altitude and slipped in behind the bomber. The Italian gunner returned fire, but his shots missed. Mitralexis aimed for the left wing and opened fire. Bullets tore into the Italian bomber, striking its engines. One engine was hit so hard that it burst into flames.
Questo pilota non se ne va! Cosa dobbiamo fare?
Mitralexis prepared to fire again. He pulled the trigger. Nothing. He checked his ammunition. There was nothing left. With no bullets left, he could only watch as the bomber kept flying toward Thessaloniki. Out of ammunition, most pilots would have turned back. However, the Greek pilot knew that the Italians used wooden frames in their tails. He took a decision no one else had yet taken in the Second World War. He would use his aircraft itself as a weapon against the invaders. As he pushed the engine to full throttle, he knew he might not come out alive. His first attempt was unsuccessful, but he tried again.
Sta per cadere su di noi!
Fallo fuori!
For a second time, Marinos aimed at the fuselage near the vertical stabilizer, diving from above. As he flew toward the target, he instinctively raised his arm to shield his face from the imminent impact and smashed into the Italian bomber, striking it with tremendous speed and tearing it in two. After hitting the Italian bomber, smoke and debris filled the cockpit of the Greek pilot. Marinos tried to regain control of his aircraft by pulling the stick back. Meanwhile, the Italians prepared to evacuate the bomber as it started to fly uncontrollably toward the ground. The citizens below watched in shock as they were seeing the dogfight from beneath them. Marinos was now gliding his fighter as best as he could, keeping an eye on the Italians who were parachuting down to a field near Thessaloniki. When he figured out where they would land, he managed to point his aircraft in the general direction of the same field, and after a rough landing, he managed to get out alive. With his revolver in hand, he headed toward the Italians, who were terrified to see him. The Italians, who had just landed on the field, immediately surrendered to Marinos, who took them prisoner. One of the Italian pilots even gave him his flight logbook as a souvenir. However, this was not the end of Marinos' actions. After a couple of months, he was active again in Africa as the Greek expeditionary force was deployed there alongside the Allies to fight Rommel. He scored another 5 aerial victories against Axis forces while flying a Hawker Hurricane before returning to Europe at the end of World War II. Tragically, Mitralexis died during a training flight over the Aegean Sea near Tinos in 1948. His act marked the first air kill achieved by ramming in World War II. Similar tactics were later used by Japanese pilots, known as kamikazes.
Μου έλεγε δεν θέλω να πεθάνω στο κρεβάτι, θέλω να πεθάνω στο αεροπλάνο. Δεν νομίζω ότι τα λέει όλα.
I make these videos using the same 3D programs used in video games. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments which military topic you'd like to see next. See you in the next video.